So, we've been very blessed actually on Filme Shilmy to have had some really cool musical talents. But there's one name that's really emerging when it comes to the whole Indian and American EDM sort of genre. And I think for me, that is, of course, this absolutely very talented individual in front of me whose name is Sanjoy. And Sanjoy has just given a major, major hit. So, you've heard of Katal, you've heard of O Mama Yetema, you've heard of so many great tracks that he's done in the past with talents like Guru Randhawa, but now he's joined forces with Nora Fatehi and Badshah for Sajan Re, which has been absolutely taking over social media and I think the hearts as well as the charts. So, Sanjoy, a warm welcome to you on Film Show Me, and thank you so much for joining.
Hey, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here on Filme Shilmy with you, and thanks so much for the nice intro as well. Excited to be here.
Yeah, no, look, the pleasure is all ours. But Sanjoy, I mean, You know, before we get into the song, right? But it's just incredible. I mean, what a journey you've had. I mean, you're from the States,
Yeah, I live in
headed,
LA.
you've lived in LA. Obviously, your love for Indian music, but then also your roots in Bangla,
Yeah.
it's something which is, I mean, what an interesting mix. I think because of this I mean, because of your background and the love that you've had for fusion in general, how do you think that's kind of resulted in the music that you have ended up presenting us with as well?
So I don't think it was a deliberate mission to like fuse genres. I grew up playing the tabla, and I'm a percussionist first and foremost. My mother's a singer, and if you know any Bengalis, music is like the centerpiece of any of our events. And so really it's just I grew up with Indian music and Hindustani classical music at home and Bengali music at home. Rabindranath Tagore's songs all over my childhood. And when I moved to the States, I discovered hip hop. I discovered what Kanye's drums would be doing, what Timbaland's grooves would be doing. And I grew up around Jamaicans, I grew up around Mexicans in San Jose. And like everybody had a rhythm and a groove. And I think that was like the universal language. English wasn't my first language. I spoke Bengali and Hindi. So, you know, I think because I kind of wanted to hear myself within their music as well in the States. And that's just how it progressively went. And I discovered that you could make music on the computer software, and then my entire life changed. I never played video games. This was fun and a hobby, and then it turned into a profession. And I don't even know when any of this happened. It's just I'm still going like it's day one.
Right. But no, I would love to talk a bit more about I think I mean we'll come back to this because I think this is so interesting and I definitely want to
Yeah,
tap into this more. But let's talk about Sajan Re first because
yeah,
honestly, the song has really taken over. I mean, I remember because when I saw reels of
yeah,
the concert, right, that Badshah was at in O2 and here in
yeah.
London, and I heard the glimpse of it, and I was like, dude, it instantly, even without it official, I was like, ye gana na chhane wala hai. And that's
So I
exactly
was I was at O2 as well,
you were
and
there.
I just saw like the moment they pressed play on the song, and like the whole crowd just bumping. That was crazy. I was like, damn, like did we really make something that people move like that too? Because
Right.
the whole time I'm like going from city to city and like creating the record, right? Like, I mean, I honestly just woke up with the hook in my head one day. I have the voice note of it too. I was just looking through it today. It was
Oh,
August 7th, um, 2 days before the release of Oh Mama Tetema, and I was like, what's gonna be next after that? Because that hook is just so catchy, right? And like even babies can sing that and relate to it and dance to it. And so like for me, I was like, okay, I need to make something else that's gonna be like, kind of chanty and hooky. I went to sleep and then like woke up with it and it was like that was the birth of the record. Um, Again, like coming back to it, it's starts there from such a small idea, and then I'm in my headphones creating these rhythms, and like it's gone through many iterations of the record. I was in Dubai recording Nora, then we came to Mumbai to record Badshah, then uh, you know, did the record all around the world, but in my headphones. And then now to see an arena bumping to that record was super special.
I think the way it's got like a backdrop of slums as well. I thought that was very interesting as well in the
That's
video.
all Nora, man. Like
Yeah.
she's such a visionary. Like when she hears a record, she knows exactly the aesthetics and like the vibe that she wants to bring visually to it as well. And so hats off to her.
And but do you know what? It's tricky though, because I think when you're wanting to do that, but then you don't want to make it into an aesthetic. Do you know what I mean? Like you kind of also, I mean, you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
keep a backdrop there, but you also want to make sure your impact. It's like, for example, I remember when Raja Kumari did a song called City Slums, right? For
Right.
example, it really kind of talks about the life of, if you look at any rapper like Divine, for example, right? Whenever they
Mhm.
do that, it's kind of maintaining that lifestyle, and it's kind of
It's an ode, and it's actually
oh,
just like um, you know, yeah, it's not used as a backdrop. It's the energy that the record actually has.
right.
It is very street. It is very very hardcore, and like it's got the swing and like the culture too. So that's that's an ode to Mumbai.
For sure, no, absolutely. But I think what I would, love to kind of talk about, and I think what you just said about how you literally woke up one day and the hook
Mm.
just came to you, right? I
Yeah.
feel like, a lot of Hook songs and Hook lines rather, it definitely seems to be something which one cannot explain. It's beyond your uh mechanism of music in that sense. It seems like a lot of it comes from instincts for you. Am I
Yeah,
right?
I think it's a lot of the times when you're present, when I'm present in a moment like right now, we're having a conversation, there's something inspiring that can happen within it. When I'm trying to do something, usually I'm not good enough to come up with something when I'm like really trying. Um, I have to just let 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 it come from somewhere and channel. And a lot of the times I'm not even making the music; it's just making itself. I'm just a vessel.
Right, but your relationship with Nora, though, I think it
Mhm.
kind of stems from Oma Mayetima, right? Like, or even
Yeah, I
probably
met
before
her
that.
through Tattuma, yeah. I mean, obviously been such a huge fan,
Yeah, of course.
but we officially met in LA after the record, actually.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
I would love to know actually, what was your approach like? I think when, I mean, I can't actually end up thinking that I don't think it was a big thought process. It feels like as instinctively as you came up with the hook line, it almost felt like maybe Badshah and Nora were like, "Chalo karte," like quite almost
Yeah, yeah,
implying
it
that.
was like that. I mean, like I had never met Badshah before that. Obviously, huge fan. Yeah, I don't think we planned for this record to. There was no plans, honestly. It's just like, hey, like the hook is there now. I need to create the beginning melody. Like, how do we do that? Then I played it to Nora, and she's like, dude, this is fucking dope. Like, let's do something with it. Let's create a project with it. Like, where do you think we can go with it? Who do you hear on it? I'm like, I think because of the rhythms on the record, I think I hear a rapper on it. So like, oh, I'm friends with Badshah. Should we ask him? Um, that actually happened over at the T Series office when I came here, and I was like playing my demos to the team here, and I was like, hey, I have something that's like super interesting and that will like catch people's ears, I think. And I played it to them, and they really loved it, and they're like, yo, let's make a project out of it.
Mhm.
So it's been like a I don't know, just like God willing and like luckily it's been like a very smooth process, and it's just like one thing has worked out after another. There was nothing forcing like there was nothing forcing the record, we didn't have to put it out at a certain time on a certain deadline. Like there was none of that, so it just happened very naturally, and I think you can hear that in the sound. It's not trying to be something it's not. It's just Sajan Re is just its own world.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful, and I think I love the hook steps as well. I mean, honestly, like
I made that. Nah,
I mean,
dude. Real shit.
I was gonna say, Sanjoy. I was like, wow, very good. Music
Nah,
बनाते
nah.
हो
I
और
wish
बजाते.
that's the
Very good.
next step. I wish I could move my body
Dude,
like
I've been seeing it and I'm just like, यार, Nora, मेरे को भी सिखाओ यार.
that.
You know,
I
I
tell her
feel
that
like,
all the time. She's like, "Hey, look, certain people are good for certain things. Also,
yeah.
stop bothering me."
But you know, I always think to myself and I always joke to myself. I was like, you know, the way she does the Saki step, right? If I attempted it, I don't
Dude,
think I'll ever get up. Like seriously, like I'd probably just stay down there.
imagine.
But it's brilliant. No, honestly, she's so talented and so is Badshah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It sounds really, really gorgeous.
She sounds so good in the song.
She does. She does. Actually, you
So
know
I
what?
never got to record her for O Mama Tetema. So
Right.
but I obviously I received the files and I worked on the whole production of it and stuff like that. But the journey of actually recording with her is so much fun. And we don't even do it in studios really. Like we just like wherever the city is, with hotel rooms, like random like vanities and stuff like that. Like it's not like not none of our stuff is like really that well thought about. And that's another thing. Like she really likes to be present in the moment.
Yeah.
Doesn't like, you know, environmentally being conscious about.
Caged and stuff. No,
Yeah, yeah.
100%. Yeah, yeah. No, I think, but as creatives, you cannot be caged because I think the moment that happens, we've seen disastrous results of that. So
Yeah.
I think it's very important. But you know, to be in the moment, what you just said, Sanjoy, I think that has, I think, really defined your life journey so far, if I may say so, from what I know of you and from what I
Yeah.
have read up. I mean, you know, this all blew up. Your entire career kind of just took off, you know, from some remixes, I think, you know, that you had made, and you know that
Yeah,
had
we
brought.
don't speak about that in the T series building because they'll take down that video. But
Well,
yeah, when I
I
was in
mean, but
college, I made a remix of Chamak Cholo, like a
oh,
mashup, and
lovely.
like it blew up within the. So I've always been connected to the dance community. Like I used to like help make like edits and mashups for like the dance teams at our colleges, and so like that's how it all began. And like I don't know, like yeah, I'm still doing the same shit.
No, but that's pretty amazing though. And you know, Sanjoy, from what I gather, and I obviously I didn't know you back then, obviously. I wish
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did, but from what it seems like, it feels like, you know, you still seem to be that boy who, you know, kind of still has that same passion and love for music that when he
I'm
used to make stuff for his, you know,
I'm
for
just
his
so grateful that I can like earn money doing this. Like that's the craziest thing ever.
right.
Um, yeah, like
But I, I think also though a big shout out does go to T Series here because
hundred
I
percent.
feel like, you know, I mean, they've been championing emerging voices in music since forever, right?
Plus plus new sounds.
And new sounds, they're
If
moving
you
with the
look at
times.
like they are the legacy, right? Like they're a legacy record label, but generation to generation, there's been new sound that blasts out into the market and just like defines that era or the moment. And you don't do that just by like you don't do that without having a great ear and a great A&R team. Um, yeah, man, shout out to like and also like for music producers and composers, like this is a big moment for us, right? Like music producers don't really get featured in music videos. They don't. They're usually behind the scenes, like and so I just want to like a message to all the music producers out there, man. Like send them music, and if your stuff is dope, I think you've got a shot, and just keep working hard, and you're just as important as all the other artists on the record.
Right. And but I think what's really in right now is electric music. I feel like electric EDMs, you know, like those genre of music seems to be very much in fashion right now.
Mm.
You know, I remember a few years ago, like dubstep, you know, was kind of becoming very popular, but now I think it's the era of EDM. You know, for
Yeah, anything with the groove, I think. Like honestly, like even in any audience, you can't really force people to dance, right? Like you can't.
no, you
It's
can't.
like whatever the sound is, it just needs to connect with people. I think, and right now, yeah, the sound of electronic music, Afro beats, and uh, like genres that are really global. It's everywhere. It's not just in India. I think it's
Yeah.
everywhere. people are really liking authentic music, whether it sounds vintage or super futuristic. If it's authentic to the record, that's what people like.
Beautifully said. No, 100%. That's what people like. But I think it's interesting though, isn't it? Because I feel like um people are also accepting such music, you know. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, like, you know, do get some skeptics who are very serious in their musical taste. They like the sort of traditional classic music, which obviously is unparalleled and no one can ever question that. But you also get a section of audiences that might raise eyebrows at songs which might just seem catchy for the sake of being catchy and just made as if it's just sound bashed together. But actually, I think also there is a big, you know, section of audiences that are also accepting such music as well. How
Right.
have you reacted to both sections of audiences? The skeptics who might think that mishmash of avaze and sounds and just a cookie cat step as
Right.
a hook, you know, just to kind of get a shortcut to, you know, it building into people's minds, on those who are actually okay with it as well and who have actually really taken it in.
Right. I think you can hear it in my music that I pretty much only make the stuff that I like to hear and I like and what my taste is. So I've never really made music to impress somebody. It's been a form of expression, right? Um, and I do think like people have the choice to now with the invention of Spotify, music discovery. There's so many different people making music. They have the ability to just choose what to listen to. You know, it's a
Mm.
beautiful world. There's so many new sounds, and there's no like. It's such an objective thing that there's no right genre or right sound, right? Like you choose what you want to listen to. I make the music that I love,
Right.
and I'm not really trying to impress anyone with it. It just happens to have catchy hooks. I don't know.
Right. And also the thing is what people forget that music does essentially come from Saraswati Mata, right? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, you
sure.
know, for us it's important to also acknowledge where the roots of music also comes from.
Hmm.
You know, and
Hmm.
all of it is in any form is a gift. You know, it's a gift from God essentially, right?
100%. Yeah, yeah.
And
We
from the
don't
very
plan for any of this stuff to
yeah,
happen.
like
Like,
you said, exactly. So this
yeah,
is, you know, you can't really explain it. But you know, I've kind of it's really interesting, Sanjoy, that I'm doing such interviews actually, Ajkal, because I've been on this trip of listening to a lot of like indie pop songs again.
okay.
Like, you know, like Adnan Sami's like,
Wow.
you know, Teri Yaad I've been revisiting, Sonu Nigam's Ab Mujhe Raat Din, even Shan's Tanha Safar. I've been listening to a lot of like 2000s indie pop songs, and it's made me think how the landscape has really changed, and it's very interesting how it's kind of becoming very much now youth centric in that sense for today's day and age. Like, you
Right.
know, Meri Jaan Ki Dushman Hai Tu, you know, like
Shout
for
out
example,
Badshah for that line.
you know,
Man, what a
like
opening.
again there's like again a bit of romance coming in, but there's a big spin to it with the way you've got it with the whole electronic vibe and EDM stuff going. At times when I listen to EDM, I also feel like, you know, Viju Shah must be so happy because, you know, he's the one who kind of brought electric, you know, kind of soundscapes, you know, and made it
Mhm.
normalized in India and in these sort of
Right.
landscapes, right? So
And
how do you feel about the changing landscape of indie pop now and the sort of emergence of EDM in mainstream Hindi music and cinema as well?
so for me, I've been just immersed in the sound my entire life. I learned Hindustani classical music like that. I learned tabla. I played tabla for like 12 years. Um, and I still do, like, just in my free time whenever I have a set to play. But I think for me, it's just a very natural progression of sound. And I do feel that the audience here is very receptive, and they always have been. Otherwise, the music wouldn't have evolved like this. Um,
Hmm.
you know, uh, and like artists like Nora, Badshah, they listen to like the best stuff. Like they have the best taste. I've hung out with them. I know what what they're feeling, what they're vibing to, and that's why the music translates because it's not an import mindset, right? Like we're not like trying to just be like, hey, let me just copy this sound because it's working over there, because you can really hear it in the music. If somebody's doing that, you can't, like I said, you can't force people to dance. They won't.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I
no,
mean? They, they, they'll
absolutely.
people will only move to the stuff that really speaks to them. And I think the music and the sound that we're on right now and the evolution of it speaks to the audience, and that's why it's here.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%. But I think now going forward, because Sajan Re is such a, I mean, it's a mammoth of a song. I don't even know how to like this. I mean, you know what? And honestly, it's just begun, right? Because the song has it's only been what, a
How
few
long
days
ago did we put it up? How
since
many days has it been? Not even, dude. No, no, it's been 4 days. 4 days.
4 days. Okay,
That's
it's been 4 days, right? Until till day of this interview, right?
yeah.
Um, since it's come out, and already it's going viral. Radio stations are literally keeping it as, high rotation tracks. It's going
Mm.
literally, it's I think I'm not even being able to articulate how big it is
I
on the
actually, I honestly don't know, but for me, my job is done with the song.
ground.
I've created it. Now I'm thinking of like what we're gonna put out next and how we will take you on the next evolution of the journey. Like what
This
is after Sajan Re. And I love Sajan Re. It's one of my most favorite songs I've ever made, and like I love the production on it. If I'm objectively listening to it, not just because it's my record, but it's up to the people what they want to do with the record. Now, if they want to dance to it, go for it. If you want to party to it, hell yeah, let's go. I'll join. But it's it's up to the people.
Right. So my question was exactly regarding that next step.
Yeah.
Because obviously now
Yeah.
that you've created something which is such a juggernaut of a song, right?
Mm.
And now the tempo, like the milestone is high, right? अब उससे पार करने का इरादा क्या है आपका? Like, what is the next
पता
thing that's
नहीं हम सोचेंगे नहीं कुछ नहीं सोचेंगे. It's gonna come to me. No, there's some fire records. I'll maybe one day I'll play you offline. What's coming next? Uh,
Oh, I would love that. That
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be
There's
incredible.
I love my sound is very texture heavy. I love different textures and going into different cultures and like traveling. I went to Oman for a bit. I went to Dubai. I sampled a lot of folk musicians from different places, Bengali folk and whatnot. So there's gonna be something. Let's see. I'm just excited for what's next.
Lovely, lovely. Well, I hope that, then whatever next collaboration or the next track is, that it comes as instinctively and it becomes another juggernaut. But Sanjay,
So
we're gonna have to wrap up there because unfortunately we have run out of
yeah.
time. But it was such a pleasure. Honestly, thank you so
So
much for
nice to meet
joining
you.
me.
Yeah, yeah,
And
of course. Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure, and thank you for the support as well. Stream Sajan Re and listen to it every day, and dance to it, move to it,
definitely. No,
show it to your
100%.
friends.
Let's just
That's
hope I don't end up injuring my back in the process, but definitely, absolutely for sure. Would
yeah,
love,
yeah,
love to. Honestly, it's always on my playlist. Really, it
that's
I
so
listen to
cool.
it on loop so many times. It's absolutely gorgeous. And wishing you all the very best for
Thank you
Sajan
so
Re
much.
and
Yeah.
your upcoming projects as well. And a big shout out to T Series as well for always
Yes.
having that faith in emerging
Oh
art.
yeah, yeah. I've heard some of the other stuff that they're working on that's gonna come. So that's also very inspiring because they're always pushing the boundary, right? I mean,
100%,
you heard
absolutely.
with Dhurandar's movie, like
I'm
how
I'm
great
obsessed,
the
and
song. I was just like, dude, like why everybody's good? Then like we gotta get even like come with something as cool as that.
absolutely brilliant. But look,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Sanjoy. All the best and catch you
All right.
soon. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Peace.